next topic, guys, and that is the one and only Jalen Carter. And let's get into this, because I think this whole Jalen Carter situation is straight up BS. Straight up bullshit. The NFL announced that Carter's one-game suspension for spitting on Dak Prescott has already been served because he was ejected before the first snap of the game. Really? That is the punishment? He spits on a quarterback in front of the whole world, in front of national television on opening night, and the league says, yeah, you missed a couple plays, so we're good? Come on, that is weak at best. Guys, this is just about Jalen Carter. It's about the NFL sending mixed messages. Just months ago, Vincent stood in front of every coach, general manager, and executive and said there will be zero tolerance for acts of defaming the game. Zero tolerance. Spitting on an opponent is about as disrespectful as it gets. But instead of hammering it down, the NFL softens the blow by why? They're like, hey, we know you didn't play a snap, but you played the game, but you didn't play the game. But that is going to count. That is bullshit. Because the reason why the NFL is saying this is because they simply want Jalen Carter suited up for week 2 when the Eagles play the Kansas City Chiefs in a Super Bowl rematch on prime time. It isn't about discipline at the end of the day. It's about business. The league doesn't want to risk the Eagles being shorthanded because they need a matchup for must-see TV. They don't want excuses. They don't want the narrative, but Fields didn't have Carter. They want the ratings. They want the hype. They want the storylines. And the punishment, well, it takes a back seat because, he missed the, 116 of 117 plays. And don't get me wrong. Carter did apologize. He called it a mistake. He said it won't happen again. Fine, whatever. But that doesn't change the fact that you spit on a quarterback on national television. It doesn't change the fact that during a banner raising with millions of people watching, that's not a oops, that's not a my bad moment. That's an embarrassment moment for the league, and even more embarrassing for Jalen Carter that has had character issues in the past. Now, Carter did lose a game check around $57,000. And sure, the Eagles agreed not to touch his guarantees or bonus money. But doesn't that feel like a real punishment? Does that really feel like a real punishment, or does it feel like the NFL is protecting their product? Guys, let's be real. If this was a no-name player, if this was a special teamer or a backup offense of like lineman, the hammer comes down. He's sitting week 2. He's sitting week 3. Hell, he might even be sitting week 4 because it's Jalen Carter, because the Eagles-Chiefs primetime game, the league bit on its own zero-tolerance talk. And look, I get it. The NFL is business. They're going to do what it takes to make money. But don't insult us by protecting it's about sportsmanship or integrity when the actions clearly say it's about protecting the ratings. So, guys, let me ask you this. Do you think the NFL went soft on Jalen Carter just to make sure he plays against Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday afternoon? Comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts. Alpha Rob says it doesn't make sense. Thank you. How does it make sense? This is what I've been comparing it to. Me and my wife had a nice little discussion about it. She is like, well, why didn't Dak get suspended? Well, because that didn't spit on a person. But we digress from that. This is me. So let's say I'm in jail. Okay. Let's say I'm in jail for, I don't know, robbing a store, serving like 3 months in jail, right? I go into prison or go into county jail, whatever you want to call it, and then I rob somebody again. I get caught for robbing that same person. But they're like, oh, well, since you're already in jail, it's time served. Like, all good is good, right? Like, what? It's like me hurting a person on the outside. We both go to jail. I get charged for hurting that person. While on the inside, I serve my 7, 18, 19 days in jail. On the 19th day, I beat his ass again. Well, you already served 19 days. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like it is what it is. I don't care if it's the first play of the game. I don't care if it's the last play of the game. You strapped up. You were on the field. A play happened. A kickoff happened. And then you got tossed. How does that count as one game? Will also says he also got slapped with the hefty fine. No, he didn't. He just didn't get paid. For that game, he was supposed to get paid $57,000. That was his fine. He just didn't get paid. There's no fine. There's no suspension. Let's just be honest. He wanted to get home, get a little booty. That's what it comes down to. Derek says, hey, you get your guy back game 7 against the Raiders, Rashid Rice. We do. We do. You know, matter of fact, this is like Rashid Rice. Let's say Rashid Rice got, obviously he got a 6-game suspension. He didn't play 14 games last season. What if the NFL said, you know what? You didn't play 14 games last season, so there's your time served. How many people would have been pissed off about that? How many people would go out? Let's just be honest. People would lose their shit. For one, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. And then 2, it's Rashid Rice, because, he's the felon now, right? James Frank says probably did go limp on Carter. What went limp on Carter? Are you talking about a wanker? That's weird. Derek says, how do you feel about Travis getting open-handed? That's a bunch of BS too. The man got bitch slapped. Granted, Travis Kelce gave him a little shove, a little after the whistle, possibly. I didn't hear the whistle. I actually did not see the play live. I was coaching high school football. A game on Friday. Come on now, right? But whatever, I digress. Yeah, you got a little bitch slap. That sucks. James Frank says, what happened to Joey Porter when he spit on William Green? I have no idea. I had no idea Joey Porter spit on William Green. Was that week 1? The reason why we didn't hear about it because probably didn't get caught on 15 different cameras, on national TV, on opening night. James, is that like a hypothetical question? Like what happened? Or are you legitimately asking us like what happened? Because I don't know. I do not know what happened. So let me know. Guys, it is time.